Marty, the Oilers need 5 wins to stand alone in NHL history. Their next 5 opponents, Columbus tonight, then Chicago, Nashville, Vegas, and Anaheim. Which of these teams do you think's got the best shot at stopping that streak, or do you think the Oilers have a clear path to the NHL record?
Well, I think the Oilers have a very, very nice path to an NHL record, right? 95-96 Pittsburgh, 17 in a row. But if there's one team that can stand in the way, I think it's the Nashville Predators. The last game before bye-week All-Star break, that time in the season where everybody's going on vacation, right? Well, most everybody. But anyway, why is Nashville the team? Is because of UC Saros. They got a goaltender that can stop them. But then after that, if they get through the next 3 games and they're sitting at 16 and they have Vegas after the break to say, hey, we can get to 17, and then they have Anaheim, I think it's clear. I think all you have to do is get through the Nashville Predators, and then after that, you're feel refreshed. You come back from the break, you're hungry for that record, and then you go Vegas, Anaheim, you get the record, you get 18, and you move on.
They can't get caught, though, looking ahead. I want to ask you about Corey Perry. He officially signed with the Oilers yesterday. He's probably going to make his debut with the team on Saturday against the Preds you were just talking about. How much of an impact do you see him having on this current roster?
I think it's going to be an impact, maybe more off the ice, right? You're looking for his leadership. He's been in the finals 3 times, not having any success, but still, he's been there. He knows the grind. He's won a cup before. He's won, a lot of different things. So I look at it as being more of an off-ice impact. On the ice, look, in Chicago this year, he played just under 14 minutes on average, but that's a Chicago team that needed him to play about 14, 15 minutes. When he was with Tampa last season, 11 minutes of ice time. What's 11 minutes of ice time? That's a fourth-line player. That's a bottom 6 player. Maybe he gets a power play, minute here and there in the second unit, but we all know that in Edmonton, the second unit doesn't see a ton of power play. So I think it's a minimal impact on the ice. I think he's brought in, number one, it's a body, an experienced body, and he can give you bottom 6 minutes. But 2, it's the experience that Corey Perry has in many different organizations and trying to help the Oilers get to the ultimate price.
And financially, he's not costing them much, barely over the NHL minimum. Yeah. What else would you like to see Ken Holland try to get done between now and the trade deadline on March the 8th?
I think that's going to be hard, right? Because anything Ken Holland does is going to be money out, money in. So those type of trades are really complicated to do. Now, last year, they did one of those. Tyson Barrie, Matthias Ekholm, it all worked. Evan Bouchard kind of takes the lead on defense. I'd like them to be able to add maybe another piece on defense, a depth piece. They did add Corey Perry as a depth forward piece, but I think it's going to be hard. They don't have a lot of cap flexibility, and anything that is going to be like $2.5, $3 million is going to have to be money out, money in. So I think right now, as I see it, Ken Holland is probably done. He's going to monitor waiver wire and all of it, but I think he's probably done when you think of trades that would have a significant impact on the Edmonton Oilers.
Not long ago, this team was a long shot to make the playoffs. Now they're climbing up the standings. Marty, how high could they climb in the Pacific Division?
Well, I think if the Oilers can host a first-round playoff home game, have home ice advantage in the first round, that would be mission accomplished. You were way out of the playoffs, and now you could be top 2 in your division, right? I think it's going to be really, really hard to be top seed in that division. But being top 2 would be a really good accomplishment. Start at home in the playoffs when it drops in April.
That would be amazing. Here's a number that threw me for a bit of a loop, Marty. During the Oilers' 13-game win streak, their power play is ranked 16th in the league. Can you imagine how scary they'd be if they were even close to the number 1 rated power play that they last season?
Yeah. At the same time, you look at the Edmonton Oilers and you think they can get there. They could still get there. The start of the power play was not where they wanted to be, but they could get back there. And they have the pieces. I mean, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Bouchard, they have the pieces to be maybe even not looking at percentages, but say 1 power play goal per game. That's all you got to do. You can be 1 for 4, but 1 power play goal per game would be really, really a threat to anybody in the National Hockey League.
Martin Biron, a true believer in the Edmonton Oilers.